Yeah, I'm holding on. I'm still ready. I'm still ready. Yeah, I'm still ready.
It's a beautiful day and I get the luxury of going out on Paul's boat.
Bye bye.
It's a bit chilly this morning, so it's quite hard to motivate myself to get my suit on. That soon changes when Paul says the visibility is beautiful. In today's episode, we'll talk about a few different hunting techniques and some strategies that you should apply when spearfishing in New Zealand. These techniques can also be very effective in other countries and other styles of diving. First things I'm going to take into consideration when I'm in the water: the visibility, the country, which way the tide's going, and of course, which way the sun direction is. I want to use all those elements to my advantage to get a fish. Straight from the boat, I come up to a nice rock, but of course, turn off my GoPro by mistake. There was a beautiful snapper parked right where it should have been. I had the sun at my back, and it was a really good start to my dive. When approaching a big rock, there's obviously multiple places you can get the fish sitting. I want to see where all the bait fish are, as often that's going to be the direction where the snapper's going to be. I check the length of the snapper on my measuring decal on my Wettie Viper gun. It just helps to get my subconscious locked in with the size of the fish that I'm seeing. I'm diving a wide band of reef here. So I've got to make myself a plan and a strategy on how I'm going to approach it. With so many different rocks and so many different possibilities for where the fish could be, I apply a zigzag method. So with the way the sun direction is, it's not optimal for me to be swimming in a horizontal line across the coast. So I'm going to duck out, come back in, and just continue doing this, making sure I'm hitting what spots look the best. On my zig heading out to sea, I'll be swimming into the sun, which is not ideal. It's going to make it very difficult for me to approach fish. They'll see me from a long way away, especially in this good visibility. But when I do my zag coming back towards the coastline, I'm going to have the sun at my back and be in a really good position to catch a fish unaware. I spot this really nice big boulder, a prominent spot where you're likely to get snapper parked up. I inspect to try and distinguish where I want to actually dive over this rock. I can see here there's another rock next to it which is creating a nice gutway, and it looks like there's lots of kelp. A perfect spot for a snapper to be sitting. I decide to work my way from the outside of the rock in, so then I have the sun at my back when I come around the corner. And there it is, a really nice snapper. But not a very good shot. It doesn't always go to plan. I put myself in a good position, but I let myself down with a subpar shot. On my zag back towards the coast, I find another gutway and I spot another really nice snapper parked up. You can see I've got the sun at my back, so it's very difficult for fish below me to actually distinguish what I am. An easy approach as I try to get above the fish, but I let myself down with another average shot. It's very frustrating, but there are some good signs that there's quite a few fish around. I was trying to quietly sneak past this big mob of silver drummer. These are like swimming alarm bells for fish around. As soon as you spook them, they tend to follow you and blast all around the area, alerting fish of your presence. Right back hard up against the coast in the shallows, another nice rock. And look at the sun rays as they're coming down. I've got it right at my back, which is very, very good. I try not overcommit too early where I'm going to swim over the rock, as I'll reduce my field of view. You'll see the silver drummer have alerted the snapper. I take a snapshot and get lucky with catching it right on the pectoral fin. I've got my Wettie small float boat today, which is perfect for the style of diving I'm doing. It's great to keep my catch out of the water, not only to keep the sharks away, but the smell of the dead fish in the water will not alert any of the other fish that I'm trying to spear. Change of tactic, right up in the shallows, I've spotted a nice weed bed and can see some nice butterfish. Rather than simply swimming at these fish and trying to shoot them, I want to get down to their level. I've got the sun at my back, and you can see them coming up above the kelp. This makes for a much easier shot and less likely to damage the tip of my spear. Butterfish make fantastic eating, especially in the colder months of the year. I spot that other butterfish still swimming around. I'm not going to swim over to it and spook it. I'm going to do the same approach. I'm going to get down to the same level as the butterfish, and it makes for an easy shot. It's great to mix up my catch. We're off again in search of snapper. Notice rather than pointing the spear gun directly at the fish, I aim to the left-hand side, anticipating it may spook that way. I actually get it wrong this time, and it spooks to the right-hand side, but I get a lucky snapshot. This is a green wrasse, which can often be found in sort of offshore islands or areas that are more prone to clearer water. They're not super common, so not a target species, and they probably have tough flesh and no good to eat anyway. As I talked about earlier, positioning yourself as you approach over a rock to stalk a fish is so important. I actually adjust my approach right at the end. And this small snapper moves right in close, not knowing I'm there. But you'll spot there's a much bigger snapper there that I didn't see. I'm not too bothered as I've got a really good catch as it is. It's been a really successful swim for me. Got a nice catch of snapper and butterfish. You would have noticed all through the video that the breath hold is not important. I would have never done a dive time on this particular swim longer than about 20 seconds.
Oh, certainly really nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I went through the shallows and got a couple of tiny ones, and I got one on a burley, but nothing. See what's like maybe just under?
Yeah.
This is fairly heavy. Have you snapped there, have you?
I shot a few snapper stuff. Butterfish.
Oh, murderer. That's a good amount of fish for that thing to be.
Yeah, I think I got like 7 fish in there, right?
I'm quite keen to change this one because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
I looked at him out of the boat, it's more like a float than a...
When using the elements to your advantage,
Quite a bit
you
going
can
on.
find some great success shooting fish right up in shallow with relative ease.